Welcome to another episode of Game Boy Roulette, where we take a look at randomly chosen games from the Game Boy library. WWF Raw, kind of like a thorn in your eye. I've stated many times before my love of professional wrestling. Lately, I tip far more towards the elite side of things, but really, wrestling is going through a pretty amazing period right now, with both of the main US companies doing great business, indie wrestling thriving, and insane things happening frequently. But that really hasn't translated to video games well. WWE games are all very samey with yearly releases, while AEW's first game didn't exactly set the world on fire. And I think that's a shame, whether it's WCW NWO Revenge, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, or Fire Pro Wrestling World, wrestling games have a long history of quality. I do kind of wish we got some new awesome wrestling games. Well, there was WrestleQuest, but I hardly think that counts. The 90s, though, were a goldmine for wrestling games, such as WWF Raw, released in 1994 and early 1995 for a wide variety of systems and developed for the handheld by Real-Time Associates. The console versions featured a nice variety of matches, including the always fun Royal Rumble, and had an all-star roster featuring stars like The Undertaker, Razor Ramon, and Bret Hart. We've seen one good wrestling game on the Game Boy, the surprisingly fun Ring Rage, but all the officially licensed WWF and WCW games have ranged from halfway decent to absolutely awful. I don't know, it wasn't really until the N64 came along and the discovery of the third dimension that wrestling games really started to get good. The box art is a pretty stylish and clever one, with the legendary WWF Raw is War logo superimposed with all the wrestlers. It's a nice cover, one that gets you, oh dang, is that Luna Vachon? Didn't realize she was in the game, I'm totally playing as her. Time to enter the ring once again. Let's lock up with WWF Raw. Oh god, there's way too much to read. And it's scrolling very slowly. LJN. Not the best reputation, but better on the Game Boy than anywhere else. WWF Raw. Heck yeah. Aw, they don't have the Royal Rumble in this one. I mean, I guess because it's going to be a port of the console versions, they're going to have to cut stuff down. Fine, let's just do one-on-one. One fall. Normal. Opponent I'll select. Alright. There they are. Wait a sec. Lex Luger, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Yokozuna, Undertaker, Doink, Diesel. Wait a sec. Where's Luna? Aw, don't tell me they cut Luna from the Game Boy version. Oh, you bastards. You promised me Luna Vachon. You monsters. Fine, let's go with Yokozuna. And my opponent will be, Lex Luger. I mean, they really love this square transition. Their faces. Look at all three of those dots. Oh, what? We were on top of each other. Uh-oh. Ow! Got brain busted. Oh, no. I can't get up. Come on, come on. Come on. I'm having so much trouble actually figuring out how to do anything. Okay, let's move away. Okay, B punches very lightly. A kicks. Is A and B? There we go. A and B is grapple. Ow. Okay, get up. Get up. Get up! Get up! What the? I actually cannot get up. Oh no. Oh, this is so bad. Okay. Okay, I guess I have to mash A, maybe? This is really... Oh man, this is next level awful. I'm completely lost. Hang on. I gotta look up a guide, because I'm very, very lost here. Now, it claims A or B gets up, but it takes forever. Okay, now how do I actually do grappling? Like, I can grapple him, but he always hits me. The crowd is not moving. They do not care. Also, they all have the exact same haircuts. Okay, I'm going back to the guide. Oh, what? Well, first off, I think I lost. What is even happening in the... We look like we've formed a squid. Okay, I think I have discovered how to grapple. But I don't think it's gonna help very much. I'll let the CPU select my opponent. This time I'll be Razor Ramon. Okay, so it says to grapple, you hit A and B. And then you have to mash left and right. Okay, no? I literally cannot figure out how to play this game. I have a guide open in the other window. It's telling me exactly what to do, and it's still not working. When you grapple, press the left to the right repeatedly and very quickly. Of course, it would help if I could get up. This is absolutely incredible how bad this is. This might be rocketing straight to the top of one of the worst games I have ever played on Game Boy Roulette. It is unplayable. Just pin me. I'm gonna put it on easy mode, see if that makes things any better. Alright, come on. Surely we can get something going here. We're gonna play as one of the best ever, Shawn Michaels. What? Okay, I think I won that grapple? I'm just kind of flabbergasted at this. Like, on the SNES and Genesis, from what I can tell, the game wasn't great, but it was, like, at least functional. Oh, hang on. I got something. I did it! I finally hit a move! Okay, so you not just have to mash left and right, you have to do it in a very specific pattern. Move! And then I hit a move. Did I just bite his nose? Okay, I have figured out how to do a move. Does that make the game better? No. There are a whole bunch of other modes in this game. Well, a whole bunch. There's 3 other modes in this game. But I don't want to play them. This is trash. This is like all-time bad. At least I eventually figured out how to play. But that's really not worth it. The animation's bad, the music's bad, the gameplay is horrendous. And worst of all, they teased me with the late, great Luna Vachon and didn't deliver her. And for that, I will never forgive this game. I know I complained about there being less wrestling games nowadays, but I guess that's better than having games like this. In order for a wrestling game to be good or memorable, there are a few things that have to be done, and it's kind of amazing how this game missed out on every single one of them. One far more than the rest, but we'll come back to that in a bit. The game was unappealing to look at, but it was less graphics and more the terrible frame rate and general lack of animation frames that made it feel like I was playing a slideshow. There was also a real lack of modes compared to the other versions. That's to be expected with a Game Boy port, but given how wrestling games often live and die on modes, it is still disappointing. But the real issue here was the gameplay, and this was a level of awful that we've rarely seen on Game Boy Roulette. The punches and kicks barely felt like they connected, the grappling forced you to mash the joypad back and forth at a very specific timing to hit a move, it took forever to stand back up after being knocked down. It was amazing how bad it was. The SNES and Genesis versions also had super moves and varied finishers, which as far as I can tell, this game was also lacking, giving nobody any distinct feeling. Every wrestler in a wrestling game should have at minimum slightly different feels, but when you have a game like this where everybody is the same, it renders the whole thing pointless. And maybe there are some hidden super moves, but I have zero interest in going back to find out, given how terrible the gameplay is. I have no problem saying that this is one of the worst games I have ever looked at on Game Boy Roulette. It has no redeeming qualities, so if you need a wrestling fix on the Game Boy, look to literally any other game to get it. And the worst part about it all, the sheer disrespect for Luna Vachon. Seriously, how dare you, game? And that's all for another episode of Game Boy Roulette. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to follow the series as we continue to dig through the Game Boy vault. I'm Brian J, and I'll see you next time.